Good evening and welcome to Front Row Racing Round 5 in Spain. I am your broadcaster for today, Milstar 12, and alongside me I have Calzo.
How's everyone doing? I'm good.
Alright, how are you doing? That's good to see. And we're at Spain today. What's your thoughts on the track?
Tough track in the wet nil. Traction's just going to be tricky off second corner, so we'll see how the drivers get on, considering it's no system.
Yeah. A very interesting track as Mornay has just entered the session, so we'll just give him a sec to pick his car. And while he's doing that, just gonna let's send them to a track. Let's send them to a track now. I'll run you quickly through the driver standings. In first place is Curly Whirly at the moment with 76 points. 1 point behind him. In second, Mr. Hamilton 44 on 75. Overdyking is third with 52 points. Mornay is fourth with 44 points. Fifth is Ramavaj with 31 points. Sixth is Jamie James with 19 points. Seventh is Breaking Clays, 1 point behind him with 18 points. His teammate behind him, F1 Roadrunner, with 16. Also on 16 is Temp Fear in Ferrari. Caribbean Crush below him with 11 points. Bleeding Sunrise, who is obviously now retired, with 9 points. Kane Lyanda follows him with 8. So does GT5 King and Sertak Karantepe. Coming to Gate at 85 has 6. So does Schmetz 85. And then the non-scorer so far is Duofin. Do you want to quickly run through the constructor standings?
I'll run through the drivers just quickly. Right, so tonight in Mercedes we have Overdyking and Jamie James. In the Ferrari we have Temp Fear and Schmidt 85. And Red Bull we have Caribbean Crush and a new driver Clay. I've heard he's fast, so he gets on. And in Williams we've got Mornay and GT5 King. In Force India we've got Duofin and Ramavaj. And in Renault we have F1 Roadrunner. And in Toro Rosso we have Raven. And in Haas we have Keenan and Curly Whirly and Mr. Hamilton is on McLaren.
Nice. And they're just going to the track now. And in terms of teams, you want to go through the constructors then?
Yeah. So currently McLaren are tied at the top with Haas and both on 84 points. With Mr. Hamilton not having his teammate here anymore, he's on his own tonight. Both Haas drivers here tonight, Curly and Kane Leander, they're tied with Haas on 84 points. 13 points behind them is the Mercedes of Jamie James and Overdyking. Looking to go to the distance. And then we've got Mornay GT5 King in the Williams on 52 points. Then there's the Renault on 34 points. It's quite close to the Renault Force India on 31 points. Then we have Ferrari on 22 points and then Red Bull on 17 and last we have Toro Rosso on 88.
Thank you for that. So who's your race winner for today? Your prediction?
Well, I would usually say Mr. Hamilton, but I've heard good things about Clay, so I'm going to hope someone can take the fight for Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah, I guess some people may have been predicting that this will be a dominant season for Mr. Hamilton, and although it's early on, Curly Whirly's outscored him really, so it's going to be a tighter fight than we anticipated as the drivers are about to load in now, and we will see how the weather's looking then. We'll see if there's any rain, which would make things quite interesting. And I was correct, there is rain. There's rain on the track. So how do you think that's going to shake things up then in terms of setup?
Well, if it's dry throughout the race, then I can see most drivers taking a dry setup because points are not won in qualifying or in the race. So I predict most people running dry setups, so they'll probably struggle. I would probably have one or two crashes in qualifying.
Yeah,
I think there'll be a little closer to the top.
Yeah, obviously with the track being well balanced, the rain could shake that up a little bit as we look to see as some drivers going out very early then. And let me try and see who is that. I think no, it isn't. Ignore me. Let's just see who's coming out quickly. And we have two Williams both going out very early, and it looks like if Mornay's on the dry tyres. Okay, very interesting then. Do you think there's any reason why he's doing that?
maybe the track is not wet enough right now for intermediate, so everyone's just going to have a mad rush in the softs, which I think's happening right now.
Oh, that could be very interesting. We could end up with quite a quick qualifying session then, ending very early if people just set lap times now and don't go out for the rest of the session. The only driver currently on intermediates has actually just gone off them, so it really doesn't matter that I said that. And we have a lot of drivers now on the track. Let me try and get on board. Tell me if you see anyone going for a lap, who's closest to going for a lap. Yeah, most drivers. Oh, we've already had our first crash, I believe. Is that no? No, it isn't. Caribbean crash. Okay, my mistake then. Caribbean crash starting from the back then, it seems, due to a qualifying ban. Everyone's out on the softs at the moment, just on board with Mr. Hamilton, 44 then. And as he preps for his lap, we'll get a good idea of how the conditions are on these soft tyres. Looks like everyone's done a mad rush, but some drivers maybe haven't anticipated that there was opportunity to go on the soft tyres, and they're still in the pits. Do you want me to run through? Do you want to run for a lap then, Mr. Hamilton?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I'm just taking notice that a lot of guys still raining and starting. Got to the first corner. Top speed of 2:01. That's pretty quick. In the first corner, looks pretty nice and steady. Second corner, well close to you. Keeps it off the throttle for the next turn 3. Really revving out. Split time of a 24.8. That would tell me it's not good enough for drives. That's at least 3 seconds off the split.
Yeah, he looks like he's sliding about quite a lot.
Locking up to the corners and really struggling with traction. I think this overall lap time will be slower than real lap.
So do you think then it will be better for drivers to actually go out on the intermediates than now and set a lap?
I think if they just put in one lap now as a banker, then at least they don't have all that pressure on their last run. If they make a mistake, then the qualifying is pretty much ruined and they start back and good.
Just seems
not as easy to overtake right now.
Yes, it isn't, especially in the wet. I've just seen Mr. Hamilton completely miss the apex and go very wide. I don't know if he's still continuing with this lap. That's how slow it's going right now. It looks like conditions are way too wet for the dry, surely. But he's going to complete his lap anyway. And let's see what he does. 1:30.4. Thoughts on that?
That might be quick enough to stay away from everyone else. It might be.
So maybe he'd put it in at just the right time then.
I think he's in the fire.
Just looking at other drivers coming across the line, way off his time at the moment. So maybe he has judged it quite well, even though he was sliding about quite a lot. Right, just seeing who else is on a lap. Right, got Clay 14. This is the new driver. So he's just started his lap. I'll go through this one. He's on the medium tyre with less grip, so it's going to be even harder for him to set a lap in these conditions as he slides through the first corner. Very tough right-hander, especially in these conditions. And let's see what his first sector is compared to Mr. Hamilton, who we just saw. And he's 4 tenths. That's 4 tenths, I think, down. And he's very hard to keep the car under control in these conditions, as especially with no assists, as these World Championship drivers do run on no assists. Right, let's see how he does then. Fighting to keep control of the car, but it's beautiful car control actually through that sector there, and it's a very sweeping right-hander, which is very hard to stop the car from understeering. And DRS is open somehow, even though it's raining. And his second sector does not pop up for me, amazingly. So we're going to have to guess what that is as he comes through now on the final sector of his lap. Tricky left-right-hander here. And he's going to have to sort of slide his car through as he gets a tiny bit of oversteer, but keeps it in check. Last few corners then. Very hard left, right-hander again, very tight, but keeps the car very nicely, and is coming through now to finish his lap on the medium tyre. Surprisingly, I don't really understand the benefit of that in the rain, but regardless, he's set a 30.6. That's a pretty good lap.
Considering how much heavier the rain was and the sounds like that, that's a pretty quick time. What he didn't see is Oladakin complete the lap as well. He did a 30.
Oh yeah, sorry. Didn't catch that. He's just gone into the pits. That's a good lap as well. But considering he was on the mediums and there's actually less grip than the soft tyres, it's quite a good time.
What I found is that the harder tyres work better in cold conditions, but obviously they take longer to heat up, so I don't know how he's pulled out of the bag, but he has. I don't know. If in the race, what I'm thinking about is, if these soft tyres people are qualifying on, it's dry to start the race, these tyres are going to be pretty worn from trying to get traction on a wet track and qualifying.
Yeah, they will. Just on board now with Curly Wurly, and he's already set a lap, but he's on another one here, and let me get on board with him, and let's see what his first sector is. It's 24.7. He's 1/10 up on his previous time, and don't know if is it just me, the clouds look like they may be potentially clearing, so there's potential for faster times later in the session, as there's 4 minutes to go. Then he keeps control of the car very, very nicely as through his second sector now.
I believe 24/7 might be a proper sector. It is because Mr. Hamilton's sector 1.
Oh, was it? I must have got Mr. Hamilton's sector 1 wrong then. Sorry about that. And it looks like the rain is actually stopping. I don't know, maybe just me, but the rain looks like it's clearing up a bit, and Curly Wurly's keeping very nice control of his car through a very tricky section. It doesn't look to be oversteering at all, which is really nice car control from Curly Wurly there. Into the final sector now, again through this tight consecutive right, left and right-handers. Does very, very well, and oh, okay, he's abandoned his lap. Interesting.
Why decision in my opinion, because if it is clearing up, which it looks like to be, might get a faster time in the session.
Yeah, that's correct actually. He'd probably not have enough time to set that lap and then come back in, so forward thinking from Curly Wurly there. Very nice. Let me see, is anyone else on the lap then?
Seta Karatete went up for a lap, so is Monet.
Okay. Right, I'll get on board with Monet's just come across the line actually and set 30.8 on the soft tyres. I don't know if he'll have hit. It's a very good time. I don't know if he'll have enough time to come back into the pits and then set another lap, but it does look like the conditions are clearing up. But we shall see. Let me get back on board with Sertat Karatepe then, as he is going for another run in this session. Currently 5th. 1/10 ahead of Curly Wurly. Oh, looks like he oversteered quite a bit through that first long right-hander. And let's see what his first sector is. 25.2. Do you want to just run through the rest of the lap quickly?
I don't know if I'm dead in this or not, but everything's cutting out and then reappearing, so I might avoid it.
Okay, I'll just carry on with it then. That's fine. Sertat Karatepe then on his second lap of the session on the soft tyres, as the conditions definitely look like they're clearing up now. So that decision from Curly Wurly looks like it was a good one. DRS open then up towards this left-hander. Very tricky last section, as I've said multiple times today. Loads of drivers struggling with it. And let's see how he handles it uphill then. Keeps control of the car very nicely. Does big understeer. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths. Oh, don't know if he's abandoned the lap. He may just finish it. He looks like he's struggling. I think he has. No, he hasn't. He's going to finish this lap off then, even though he's lost quite a bit through that last sector. And he goes fastest. Definitely conditions clearing up. Mornay went across with a 27.5 as well. Yeah, and Jamie James, times are tumbling down as the track looks like it's completely dry now, and every driver barring Durofin is out of the pits, and we're going to see a mad rush then to get pole. This is going to get very, very interesting.
There's Traffic is looking very bad right now in sector 3. There's a
Clay,
lot
just
of
looking at
cars.
Clay, he's going, I don't know, has something happened to him? He's going around, yeah, I can see there's a lot of cars going around the middle sector, but he was just going off the track there, but he looks like he's okay. Looks
I
like
think he's trying to let everyone through to maybe drive the track more for him, so he gets to drive the track possible and gets out as late as possible.
it is drying at such a rate that maybe the last guy across the line has the biggest advantage, so maybe that's a smart move by Clay. I'm on board then with Mr. Hamilton 44. If there's anyone else who you want me to get on board with, just let me know. Right, so he is currently 7th, obviously, with all the drivers coming across the line. GT5 King is currently on pole, but that's unlikely to last with all the times tumbling down. So 24.8 first sector with Mr. Hamilton. Is that quite slow?
I don't know in these conditions right now. So
Very unpredictable. I was just a bit surprised there. It looks very similar to his other one, Jamie James.
just gets over the line.
Yeah.
Fast lap on the 24-2, and has time to put another lap on, but he's abandoning that.
Oh, he could have gone, so he could have potentially gone for another one then. I'm still on board with Mr. Hamilton. Sertak Karatepe has just gone across the line, and he's going to be at best 3rd then. Mr. Hamilton then on the last sector of his lap, looking very, very comfortable in the car. F1 Roadrunner has just gone across the line, and he's gone into 2nd place. Last sector then for Mr. Hamilton. Let's see where his final lap of the session puts him. GT5 King's gone fastest again with a 23.5. So Mr. Hamilton then across the line goes fastest with a 20. That's an incredible lap time at this point. With a 22.2. Ramavaj has just gone 2nd. Clay, where it's
the last chicane now.
Clay's coming up to the last chicane then. Let's see where he can put himself, as the times are tumbling at the moment. We're getting quite a mixed up grid. Kane Lyander's just gone 2nd. So Clay takes pole with a 22.1. And is there anyone else?
Over that King was the last to go over the line, I believe. He's in a
Yep.
bit of a
Just watching him in the last sector. So this is going to be the last driver across the line. Over Dykink then snatches pole unbelievably from K14 with a 21.8. What a lap that is from Over Dykink, as we had a mad rush from all the drivers then. That was an amazing qualifying session. Fortson, I would think the biggest surprise there is Clay 14, obviously with his first drive. So thoughts on that qualifying session?
Well, it must have been a little bit of a flash at the start, because everyone, well, some drivers went out at the start, but everyone, like 10th few in that change a bit lane, came out at the end, but didn't get his lap on. But it was a case of who gets out last, who crosses the line last, and that really thinking, and he did not take it through that.
Well, that was a very interesting qualifying session then, and do you want to quickly just run through the order?
Yeah, sure. So on pole we've got Order, I think, on 21.8. In second is David Clay with a 22.1. In third is Mr. Hamilton at 22.2. In fourth, we didn't see him completed that, but it's Kane Lyander at 22.4. In fifth is Kelly Williams in mediums with 22.8, so he might have a strategical advantage there.
Yeah.
In sixth we have Ramavaj at 23.4. And so when we got GT5 King, we saw set numerous fastest laps in that qualifying session. In 8th we got Brady, in 9th we got Janet James, who I thought had a decent chance of top 5, but he didn't do that, didn't do the last lap, and it's cost him. And then the last position for top 10 is F1 Roadrunner, and then into the top 10 gets featured tires such as Schmidt, Sertak Karatepe, Money, Carabin Crush, 10th Year, and Jules.